Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show, the one and only head coach of Ram High, the Ramona Rams, Ken Mushinskie. And Coach, thanks, first off, for just jumping on the show. You always make time for us, and I always do appreciate it. But especially now because we're getting into the high school football season, so your responsibilities, your duties just got ramped up a little bit because now it's getting real. Like we're in helmets and pads now as we get so close to the start of the high school football season. Once the pads come out, I know things get a lot busier for you guys, but also does it feel more real that first game is right around the corner now?
Oh, for sure. Well, first off, thanks for having us, Pep. I'm sure I speak for the rest of the coaches around the area. We really appreciate what you guys do covering sports, and it's always a pleasure coming up and chopping it up with you on your sports show. Definitely first day of pads today. I know that the weather did not cooperate like it was supposed to. I'm sure some teams got in a good practice, especially if they went early this morning. We unfortunately go in the evening, and our district kind of shut down outside activities, so we had to manipulate the situation and go inside the gym and get as much work done as we can. Unfortunately, our weight room is also outside, so that was out of the question. So it was kind of bittersweet today. We ramped it up. We started. I woke up with little excitement, and then when I got into school, we had to kind of change practice plans and just make the best of a tough situation. And hopefully tomorrow it's better, clears up, and we could take today's practice plan and use it for tomorrow. But yeah, it's an exciting time right now, I'm sure, for all the coaches. It's football season, and we're all ready to go.
So, Coach, I saw you out there at Shark Fest at Santiago for the passing tournament. Of course, coaches are going to say it's not real football, and I get that. It totally isn't. But do you enjoy it, or do you just kind of get your team signed up for these tournaments just so they can compete against somebody and do something different than just running around your own field against the same guys?
Yeah, I'm personally not a big 7-on-7 guy. The kids really like it, and it is competition, and I don't care whether it's ping pong or checkers or basketball. I love having the kids compete, and that's why I really try to push kids to play multiple sports, which at Ramona, that many of our kids play 2, sometimes even 3 sports. I really signed up for that for the lineman competition. I think the linemen, they don't get as much love as the skill guys, and Bert, has always done a great job with all those lineman competitions, 7-on-7. So when he threw out the invitation, I definitely jumped on it. We actually even did the kicking portion in the morning, which was the kind of a first for me. So yeah, I do it more for the kids and to compete against other kids, and I like to go out there and talk to all the coaches and see what they have and see what they're doing. It's like going to a coach's clinic. I mean, we all chop it up and have a good time, and it was fun. It was our only competition we did this year with a bunch of teams, and we fortunately struggled in the morning a little bit. The kids were a little groggy, and it wasn't even morning; it was afternoon. We struggled the first couple games, and then by game 3, it seemed like we kind of picked it up a little bit, and the atmosphere changed, and we were able to make it to the semifinals and play a real tough Chino Hills team. Back to back with Ken Batdorf and Norte Vista playing LA Cathedral. So it was pretty cool having 2 River Valley League teams playing the semifinals. And it was a great day. The kids really, really performed and competed. I was really proud of them.
Well, Coach, and I'll say this too, like I was impressed, with especially your passing game, because you look at last year's team, and you guys were senior heavy, and you had some all-time great seniors. Of course, your son Nathan Johnson, Bo Bruins, all-world running back. But I went out there, and I'm like, okay, you got Jake Valenzuela back, and I think it was Royce Mendoza as well. I'm like, wait, hold on. The cupboard's not bare at Ramona. These guys still have some playmakers out there, at least on offense from what I saw.
Yeah, so we graduated 18 starters from offense and defense, so we knew it was going to be a rebuilding year for us, and we were going to have to rely on some of those kids that did produce last year, like Jake Valenzuela, Royce Mendoza. We knew what they had. It was the other kids that maybe got a little experience but didn't start or didn't play as much as Royce or Jake. And as I said, the first couple games it was a little jittery and they were feeling everything out. But by game 3, a lot of guys stepped up real big. and we were able to win 3 games in a row to get us into that semifinal game. So it was great to see. It wasn't really about the wins and losses for me at the Shark Fest tournament. It was more about seeing how our kids were going to compete and how they were going to face adversity. Because especially in 7-on-7, it's like, the first play, they go 40-yard fade and score a touchdown. How are you going to react? And the first couple games, the kids did not react the way that we wanted them to. We talked to them, sat them down. And by game 3, they kind of figured it out. And yeah, it was a very positive experience for us.
So, Coach, now let's talk some real football as we get ready for that first game of the year. You open with JW North. Whenever you play another Riverside school, especially, 2 traditional older Riverside schools, I mean, is it fun? Do you get up for that besides just being the first game of the year? Is it fun playing the other Riverside schools?
Oh, there is no doubt about it. As a matter of fact, my philosophy is to try to play every Riverside school. Unfortunately, this year we were able to get North, King, and Pauley at the front in the front 5, and then we obviously play Arlington in league. So we get to play all 5 Riverside schools. I think it's important not only for the kids to play against guys they know, but also it keeps it close. The fans don't have to drive real far. And then you really do kind of have a Riverside champion because we don't have that, that all Riverside league like we used to. So I think it's fantastic. I was real happy when North said yes and King said yes. And obviously we played Pauley for the last 6 or 7 years. So yeah, it's good. The fact that it's the first game playing North, and we already know how good of a coach OP is, and he has a great team and, a very good signal caller, getting a lot of Division I offers. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. And unfortunately it's on a Thursday night. The ref shortage kind of bit us this year. We have 4 Thursday games. But you know what? It's a Thursday night for them too. So we're gonna have a real fun night at JW North on that Thursday night.
So, Coach, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. So if you play all these Thursday games, in the back of your mind, you think, well, on Friday night, if you don't take your beautiful wife out to dinner, maybe you can go scout somebody. Maybe you go out there and watch somebody else play and get ahead for the following game.
Yeah, so we've already kind of looked into our upcoming schedule and the schedule of our opponents. Sometimes it works out. Other times, we play on a Thursday night, and our opponent for the following week plays on Thursday night, so we won't be able to scout them. But with the invention of Huddle and most of the high school coaches around here, they're really great guys. They'll give you their film, they'll help you out, and it makes it real easy. It is nice to go and scout on a Friday night, and I'm sure that my coaches will want to at least go watch some game. So yeah, Thursday nights are tough, but you're right. You do get the opportunity to scout on Friday night and see some high school football. But I definitely will have to reserve a couple Friday nights for taking Jennifer out there. No doubt about that.
Good idea. You're a smart man right there, Coach. Coach, you mentioned all the seniors graduating from last year's squad. Does this training camp feel more important this year? Because do you feel like there's still starting spots to be won, like who's going to be, starting, who's going to be getting snaps, who's going to be the guys we can rely on? Is this an important training camp for Ramona High School just because you've got so many critical spots to fill?
Oh, without a doubt. Last year was super easy. We knew that we had a good team. We knew that we had a lot of starters coming back. It made training camp more of a polishing session. This year, you're right. Right now, Cody Shiner and Jeremiah Costa are fighting to be the quarterback. Sincere Tolbert, Peter Mesa fighting to be the starting running back. We have a group of about 6, 7, 8 O linemen that are fighting for 5 jobs. Defense, it's the same way. We're still feeling out our linebacker core, our D line, definitely our DBs, and there's going to be some sophomores that are going to have to step up and start for us and play some key roles. So this spring, this summer, definitely this next 10 days with pads on is going to be crucial for us. And you know what? It's exciting. We haven't coached in a while, and I'm getting up there in age, and it's hard to get excited for football year in, year out. Well, when you have this type of team coming back and you actually have to coach, like it forces you to do a little bit more rather than just, put Nathan Johnson back and give the ball to Bo Bruins or throw it up to Jake. We don't have that this year. So the coaches need to coach, the players need to play. And yeah, there's an air of excitement that is around Ramona football right now.
Well, Coach, you've had such a great run with the Rams. I think it was 2019, right, when you guys went to the finals.
Correct.
I mean, you've had a great run. Do you feel like going into this season, that's still the expectation? The standard is the standard. You know, there might be a lot of turnover, but now at Ramona High School, we just expect you guys to win.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And that's kind of a double-edged sword too. For us, we can use it to our advantage. Like, listen, we've set this standard. We've gone to the playoffs every year. We've made it to a couple championship or semifinal games. But it can also work against you because these kids coming in, yes, they think that it's the standard that's set, but they have to still work for it. They still have to achieve it. It's not just going to come easily. And you have to keep preaching that as a coaching staff. You have to work with those kids and say, like, listen, just because you are playing for Ramona, that doesn't mean you're going to go to the playoffs. We hope we do, but you have to get us there. It's not just going to come easily.
Well, Coach Mush, you're the best, man. I always appreciate the time. I love talking Ram football, and I know that first game is around the corner, and I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but we have some special stuff coming up with Riverside TV as well for our high school football coverage this year. So we're going to ramp it up even more for you.
Good. Well, I appreciate it, Pep. Thanks for having me, and have a great year this year, and obviously let me know if I can help in any way.
Yes, sir. I'll see you on the sidelines. That's Ram High Coach Ken Mushinskie here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks, Coach.